Hey girl, hey.
Hey.
All right, so
Got
it
my
is
water.
Hey Girl, Hey podcast. You done took a sip.
Took a sip of my tea.
We're into girl talk.
Let's get
And
into
originally I was going to talk about Nicki Minaj sharing her list of relationship no-nos with fans because now her life is just amazing. Because she wants to start a family and stuff. And so she offers her Twitter fans her what are they called? Monsters? No, that's Gaga.
Yeah, what did she call them?
Nicki Minaj's, I don't know.
That's too much.
But anyway, yeah. So, so she's offering her fans some, some advice. But you touched on something that actually hit close to home.
Mm-hmm.
That I had a conversation with my nieces about. I've been spending a lot of time with my young nieces, one 13 and the other one 11. And the 11-year-old is constantly at my hip now.
Oh, she's funny.
But they're dealing with a lot of social issues, a lot of problems in school. So I talked to my 13-year-old, and I said, how was school? And she says, good. And when they say good, I have a follow-up, why was it good? So this time she said, it was okay. I said, just okay, why was school okay? She was like, Kiki, so I told this boy I did not want to go out with him. She's 13. I told this boy I did not want to go out with him, but everybody around school was saying I said I did, and I didn't. And then now I have a friend, and she's just being fake. And I was like, well, how do you think she's being fake? She didn't understand what she was doing. Her friend was egging on the rumor. And I said, well, number one, that's not being fake. Number two, she's not a friend. And I think that just off piggybacking the Black Girls Rock and then the Love and Hip Hop series and the Married to Medicine and women tearing each other down, it starts so early.
It really does.
It starts so early. And I had to tell her, first of all, you are not in school for friends. You're in school for education. Right. Friends are a bonus. That's one. Two, wherever you go, you can leave the school and go to another school. They're still going to talk about you. Give them something to talk about. Give them something great to talk about. When you laugh at them, or you just say, oh, you're so crazy. That's all you came? That's all you came up with? That's all you got? And just walk away and laugh and just be like, let me go study, girl. I'll see you later. But that's a way that a mature woman would. I wouldn't expect a 13-year-old to do that. But it hurts my heart that even at 13 and even at 11, that they're dealing with this. So it stops now. What are your thoughts on that?
It's so hard with young kids, and they are vicious. Very vicious. But they're taught that behavior. They're taught that behavior at home. There's so much that we teach our kids. But when we tell a little girl when a boy hits her,
that means he likes her. But I don't think that that's the good advice. And
that's not the good advice.
I was wrong. I told my niece that.
Yeah, it's not, because we're teaching her that it's okay to hit. When a man hits you, it's because he likes you. And if she grows up still doing that same behavior, she's in a domestic violence situation. Yeah. So if we're teaching her, we got to teach her when people say something about her to ignore it. But some parents teach kids to come back with a comeback. Well, she got this. We even teach them how to be petty. Oh, I know that little nappy head girl didn't say that. You already taught her how to be petty. You're teaching her how to say these things to come back with a comeback. I like the fact that you told her she's there to learn. Give them something to talk about, something positive to talk about, because they're always going to talk about you. But it's so hard for these kids because kids are vicious. If they will not, they'll get you so many ways. They'll talk about the little bit of hair you have, if you have it.
Wait a minute.
It's
when
terrible.
When did edges become a thing?
I know.
When did edges
When they start making a product
thing?
for edges, that's when it became a thing.
What happened? I remember us talking about baby hair.
Yeah.
But now it's like, and then we got to have the edge brush and the comb, and we got to do all this. And
they do.
11 years old, and she's in the mirror. Oh, yeah, your edges is popping right now. Your edges is popping.
I don't want that Susan Taylor, my hair back here.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
Not Susan Taylor.
Is that? Who is it? It's what's his name? Stevie Wonder.
Ooh, that wasn't better.
Oh my God, that ain't never gonna happen to me. I'm keeping my edges.
You don't see it, but anyway, so but she's in the mirror and she's like, and I'm like, when is this becoming issues? Because someone said, "Ooh, your edges is whack" or something,
right?
And now we greasing up our damn edges, clogging up our pores. the edges is gonna fall out.
I mean, some things are good. Some things, when people say things, it does spark a positive reaction. Because if somebody say you stink, then wash. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you got to listen to some of it. You can't tell people not to listen to it. What are they constantly saying about you? Because maybe it could be you.
It could be true.
It could be
true. Yeah.
So tell them just ignore them. That's not always the case. Let's see, because let's see how you reacting in this situation. Because it could possibly be you. You could be raising an arrogant, ignorant child.
Yeah.
You really could.
We're so focused on trying to be our child's friends too, and we forget to be the parent. And then when it's time to be the parent, now it's mom, I hate my mom, and but girls are like that, especially like my 13-year-old niece. She's into that thing. She's trying to find herself. She's growing into being a woman, and so my mommy says no a lot, and so she's mad, and my mom is so unfair, and I'm like, no, honey. No.
Yeah. And they gotta get someone that gets into their ear and tell them, the positive things. I mean, especially if they don't have a father in their life, because there would be some dude. I remember growing up, there was always those old dudes hanging around the high school looking for young girls. All the time. And it happens. You gotta watch that, because there's some old dudes hanging around high schools looking for young girls. Going to the McDonald's. I think it was that one guy. He's in R. Kelly. I think I don't know.
No.
But when he went to the McDonald's. And he was eating at McDonald's with the kids. You gotta watch that. You can't. I'm telling you, you better watch out.
Did you just say R. Kelly was at the McDonald's?
He was at the McDonald's.
R. Kelly was not at the McDonald's.
He was at the McDonald's. I watched the documentary. He was at the McDonald's in Chicago, and that's where he met the one young lady. He used to come over and take his car. One of those young
because one of them waited for him to come out of court.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Those girls. But no, you watch it. It's McDonald's, Burger King, whatever it is.
But that's the thing that we have to encourage these young girls that they are special and they can be waited for. Someone can wait for them. They don't have to rush into anything. I did a charm school.
Corny dude. I love the corny.
Yes, corny dudes are good because don't nobody else want them.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's cute too. When you take the glasses off and the braces. I mean,
you start dating him and his little stock goes up.
Listen,
be ready to roll.
When them braces come off.
Ooh.
What?
I used to like this corny Prince looking dude. I never forget that when I was in high school.
I can just see him now.
He was a Prince looking dude.
Prince? Wait, which Prince?
Because Prince was out. Prince,
which Prince with the fro and the
Prince with the Gerri mustache? No, that was the first Prince. No, he had the Gerri curl. He was the Gerri curl Prince with that side, the side be down and that be up
the
here.
Purple Rain Prince.
The Purple Rain Prince.
Yeah,
he was like that, and I used to think he was
wore
so
heels
cute.
And tight pants. Did this guy look like that?
Well, he didn't wear the heels, but his boots had a slight little wedge to it, and I thought he was so cute. I don't even know. Because back then in the 80s,
I remember
when I was coming up, Gerri curls were in.
I remember.
And guys used to wear those little jackets, and I remember these guys used to take their jackets and put their sleeves up to the elbows. I thought that was so cute, and it's not. It wasn't. I thought, this dude was flying with that on, with that little sleeve.
But it's not.
It's not. But it was back then. I really thought, oh my God, this guy's so cute.
I'm trying to think if there was a corny guy in school.
We had some corny ones.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I dated a guy in high school. And I think he was cute because he had green eyes. But he always,
light skin was in back
then. And he would always say, psych no.
Psych no.
It was so irritating.
Yeah.
Psych no. Oh my God. But I didn't, I thought that I needed to be with the cool guy, the popular guy. So, but young girls, as parents, we have to encourage them to think of themselves as a star.
Yeah.
You're a star.
And
friends are a
bonus. Individuality.
It's okay if nobody. It's okay. It's okay not to be okay. It's okay. You don't have to have a whole bunch of friends. You can have that one friend, and friendship is earned.
It really is.
You can't just give that word out to just anybody. But they don't know that.
They don't, because they're trying to find their way.
And we're into social media. They're into TikTok and Snapchat.
Oh my God. Isn't it something?
They don't do Facebook and all that other stuff. They moved on.
No, they don't. I mean, because I used to try to catch the kids on Facebook, and I thought this is the way to do it. Well, they didn't got smarter than me. they're not on there.
No.
They're on other social media, and I'm like, oh, okay, and it's just too much. I can't keep trying to catch them. You know, I'm just sitting down talking with them, and my little youngest god grandson, he has an iPhone. I wouldn't give him an adapter to charge it, so I let that joint. You know those iPhones, they stay charged for hours.
If you can't find an iPhone charger, you're gonna die.
Yeah. Well, I had one, but I told him I didn't, and I was like, because this phone is going to die sooner or later, and then we're just gonna have to spend time together, right? That phone lasted forever. I was like, I can't wait till this phone die. Every time I would ask him a question, we talk for a little bit, he'd get on the phone. I said, put the phone down. He put it down and we talked for a little bit. Finally, the phone died. We had the best conversation. And he was like, Nana, all this time you had a charger? I said, I didn't even know I had it. I lost that. But I wanted to talk to him because you got to spend that time with him, and the phone takes up all the time. He was like sitting there. I'm talking to him, and I think I was doing some work or something, and he was on his phone. I thought he was on his phone, but he was FaceTiming somebody, and they didn't talk for like an hour. He's watching TV with the FaceTime thing. I'm at my desk working, and I would say things, and I thought they were funny stuff, and all of a sudden I heard a giggle, but it wasn't him. And I said, what is this? He had this little girl on that thing.
But she just as goofy sitting there on the daggone
phone. Hours. Let the phone die.
Goofy kids.
He's so goofy, so cute. Just a goofy, cute dude.
So what's the moral to the story?
The moral to the story is keep an eye on your kids. Watch the kids.
Yeah.
Trick lot of kids.
I did this event in Baltimore called Charm School in the Charm City. I did it about 2 years, I believe, and it was a day workshop for young girls ages 10 to 17, and the workshops were facilitated by members of the Black Greek sororities, and we talked about image, we talked about hygiene, we talked about finance, we talked about etiquette, we talked about role models, and it was so awesome, and I'm going to bring it here to Pittsburgh, and now the subjects have to be, and we're going to go to break in a second, but trafficking, how you identify yourself, because some of these young kids don't know, and they think that what they see is who they are. So if mommy has a friend like that's the same sex, then maybe that's me too. The dynamics have changed when it comes to
you have parenting. To estimate what they want, how they want to be addressed.
You do.
Should you be a she?
Well, we're gonna just talk about all that stuff. So hopefully I'll have it before Christmas.
Okay.
But this is serious. It's like it's a big deal.
So
I know y'all want to talk about ratchet stuff, but when we're talking about our young girls, we definitely have to make sure we cover all angles and just tell them you love them. I tell my niece every morning, "You're a rock star. Who's a rock star?"
That's right.
We got a little handshake, and I write her little notes in the lunchbox, and just to continue to encourage her to be a rock star. So we're gonna have more girl talk. 6 ways to avoid the dreaded situationship.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. So just in case you're not happy with your relationship, we're gonna help you out with some tips. We're gonna help you break up with your boo.
Okay, listen to me.
Hey girl, hey. It's time for us to have the talk.
It's 50 ways to lose your lover.
Listen.
Jump on the bus.
Is that a song?
Make a new plan. Stand. Don't need any corduroy.
What the hell was that?
That is a song from back in the day. I don't know.
How back? How back in what day?
That was like back in the 70s.
Oh. Keep it there.
50 ways to lose your lover.
By who?
Some dude. I don't know. But it was good.
So Essence Magazine posted an article called "Tired of What Are We Talk," and they're providing 6 ways to avoid the dreaded situationship. I only have 3.
Yeah.
It's hard to break up with somebody. It is. For me.
Okay. Is it hard for
people
you
have
to be
said
the
that,
one
like
to
some
break
people have
up,
said
or
it's
for
hard.
someone to break up with you?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Okay.
Just in the past, it's been difficult because you still care about that person. You're not good with rejection, or you don't want to. You're not comfortable. You don't want to argue. You don't want things to turn sour.
Yeah.
And so you're just like, you want it to be like a bad thing, so that way it could just be like rip the Band-Aid off.
Yeah.
So I guess Essence came up with some prep tips.
I don't know.
I'm sure you can add more to this. Write it down and make a plan. Before you get into a relationship, write down some realistic goals for yourself and relationships you desire. So if you want a relationship that is healthy, that's fun, that's romantic, that's sexy, that's erotic, whatever it is, write it down, and that's what you pursue in the relationship.
Right.
So anything outside of that doesn't belong.
Yeah, so
her face.
So my thing is this. I mean, I believe in writing things down. I mean, I believe in writing a vision and making it plain, biblical, because I like to keep on track. I don't believe in sharing that. Like, I don't know if this is saying you should share that in relationship, but write down your vision and make it plain, or make a plan for how you want the relationship to be, and then just check it off. I think everybody has, how they want their knight in shining armor to look, how they want, their beauty queen or whatever to look like, or how they want them to be. Of course, write that down. And know that they're not going to fit into every one of them. They're not going to check off every box.
This is not weird science.
It's not, and it's okay if they don't, but there's the absolute do's and there's the absolute don't. If your absolute don't is you don't want a guy to date like several women other than you, then that's not a box you check off. You'd be like, he's dating other people, but that's not something you'd be like, oh well, it's okay, because we don't know what we are. And if you're writing down a plan and you want to be in a relationship, then you got to find out, what are we? And then you start, then you can mark down things, like, okay, if we're this, we're a couple. Then write down a plan, what you both believe a couple should be. Because, if somebody said, we're cool, what does cool mean to you? What does cool mean to me? You know what I mean? Like, it could be two different things. We're cool, like we're together when we're together. But cool for you might be, we're together when I want to be with you. So, I get that.
I'm glad you brought that up, because I think the next tip, they say, is called practice your delivery. Before you spend hours, days, or months together, sometimes you can't get back. Practice what it feels like to make your intentions known. I look at that as saying, find ways to be comfortable by yourself. Some people there are a lot of people who don't know how to be by themselves.
Right.
And enjoy their own company.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love just being, by myself sometimes, because you just need to just relax and just be. But there are people who just can't do it. I have a good friend now that she has to talk to her now husband. Anyway, if he's at work and she has to go to bed, she wants him to talk to her until she falls asleep. And I'm like, Mom, come on.
Well, I mean,
it's not high school night.
Yeah, well, that's a little ritual or something that they have. So, I mean, that's not a bad thing. But if she can't sleep without him talking to her, then
he doesn't like it.
Okay.
And so he does it to make her happy.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Huh?
Yeah, that's cute. It's cute. They both agree upon it. They both like it. Now, if it was one of those situations, because there's some young ladies, there's some men that cannot deal without being in a relationship. So they're relationship jumpers because they have to be with somebody. They don't know how to be by themselves. I don't know if your girlfriend probably knows how to be by herself, but she doesn't have to because she has a significant other, which is a nice thing. Right. And they both like to talk to each other. That's love. They're speaking each other's language. Fine. But if she didn't know how to do anything outside of him, or how to be, I think in every relationship, people want to know that the other person is okay with if they're not there. Like, everyone wants companionship.
Right.
We're built to be with other people.
Right.
That's why we're not on this earth by ourselves. But you want to know that if I'm not with you, you're okay. You have other things to do. You have a life outside of me.
Yeah. And
so the big thing is trust.
Yes.
Do I trust that you're doing the right thing? Do you trust me? That kind of thing.
Right.
Because I like the independence of being by myself.
Right.
But eventually, I like being with someone I would like to be with someone. That is my desire. Someone who's like-minded, who want to do the things I want to do, and who think of a relationship the way I think of a relationship.
Right.
You know,
well,
for
you
us to be on the same page.
You have to be. I don't know if you want to say equally yoked, but you should be on the same page. Mm-hmm. You should be on the same level.
Yeah.
I'm in a relationship, and we can finish each other's sentences, and we think, and it's funny because he'll be like, "Get out of my head," or I'll say the same thing, or he'll see something and that reminds him of me, or vice versa. We can get on each other's damn nerves
because that's time invested.
But at the end of the day, even if if he just drives me crazy, and I drive him crazy, I know that it's like systematic. I'll be like, oh, let me call him and let him know I'm on my way home, or let me call him and see if he wants to go to the store. So that's like your girlfriend
talking to her husband.
Yeah, I don't know. I gotta go to sleep.
Yeah. No,
that's
one of the things, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, they call and they do. Whatever.
Is that selfish though?
What?
I want to go to sleep. I need you to talk to me until I fall asleep. So I must just stay on the phone.
If he agrees with it, but I think if they both sit, I think they hang out when I don't know them, but I'm just assuming when she's tired or he's tired, they hang out. But this is something that they do together.
I guess.
I've been in relationships.
I was like that.
You know that you talk and you talk all the time. Yeah, that's a great thing. You know, I mean, I've done that. I still talk to someone that we talk like long time, and it's funny, like we don't feel some kind of way about our conversation. Like,
everybody's situations are different though.
Right, you know, so I mean I get that. I definitely get that, but write down what you want and stick to it.
Some people say be specific. You know, you have to be specific about who you want in your life, but this in regards to avoiding this situation, in ways to avoid it, I guess they're asking you or suggesting that you are honest up front and knowing what you want, and once you're in a relationship, what you will tolerate, what you won't tolerate, and